Hello everyone and welcome back. So today we will do a second video in the series of C programming practice. Today we'll be writing a C program for sum of n odd numbers in a given range. So we're gonna ask the user to give us a given range, and the program should be able to give the sum of odd numbers in that given range to the user. So the knowledge that so the basic requirement for this program in order to understand is that you need to have basic understanding of C syntax, understanding of if loop, and understanding of for loop. So let's start. So the first thing that is that we let's break this program into two parts. The first, we're gonna ask the user to enter the range that he wants to have the numbers in that odd numbers in that and add them, right? The second thing would be that we have to check in that given range each and every number if it's an even number or odd number. If it's an even number, we will say just neglect it, and if it's an odd number, we will say just add it to a variable called add it to zero and update that variable some variable to something. So you're gonna see it when I will be when we'll do this program. So let's start. So in order to take values from the user for the starting point of the range and the ending point of the range, let's define two variables called int num1 and num2, right? So num1 represents the starting point of the range and num2 represents the ending point of the range. So we're going to ask the user first, enter sorry enter the starting point of the range. Enter the starting point of the range, and we're gonna store it in the variable num1, so percentage %t, and at the address of num1. Right, perfect. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the num2, but we're gonna just enter the ending point of the range, and we're gonna store it in num2. So there's nothing so much complicated. We just ask the user to uh, enter the starting point of the range and store it in num1, and enter the second ending point of the range and store it in num2. So now the num1 will have the starting point and num2 will have the ending point of the range. Now we have to go through each and every element from num1 till num2 and check whether if it's even number or odd number. If it's an even number, then we have to just neglect it. If it's and don't add it to our sum. But if it's an odd number, then we have to add it to sum. So let's define one variable sum and then initialize it to zero, and we're going to update that value when we will be traversing through the whole range and find out if there is an odd number. We're going to add that to the sum variable and update that value to this sum variable. So let's take a little, so for that we're gonna for traversing through the whole range we say for loop, right? And we're gonna say from I is equals to num1, okay, I less than equal to num2, I plus plus. So we are going through the whole starting from num1, and we are going through the whole range and by incrementing the number by one, and we are going to the whole range to check whether we have an odd number or even number. So for that, whether we have odd number or even number, so if it's an even number, if I percent, so in order so how can we know if it's an even number or odd number? So there is this operator percentage. Percentage means remainder. So the basic logic is that if we divide any number by 2 and if its remainder is 0, then it's an even number, and if its remainder is not 0, then it's an odd number. So we're going to use that. So if I percentage 2 is equal to 0, so uh, in order to the equal sign is that you cannot say just this equal, because this is the assignment operator, right? You have to say equal to 0. Then what you should do, you shouldn't consider that, right? So there is one function called continue, and we have continue. Just continue, just ignore it. Means just ignore it, right? Else, if it's not, if it's an even number, then just continue. And if it's not an even number, then definitely it's an odd number. Then in that case, what you should do, you should just add those, right? So we have to sum is equal to sum plus I. Just one thing here, we haven't initialized I. We can do it here, or let's do it here because we need it here. I, right? That's fine. Sum is equal to sum plus I. That's it. And and after that, when the first value is added to the sum, when the next value is incremented, right? So sorry, so the and then it will be again, it will be incremented by 1, and the sum value be again, updated, and so on. We are going to go through the whole range of the values. So at the end, what you should do, just sum it, just print the sum of, sorry, the sum is equal to percentage d, and just this, this is basic operations. So let's see if our program works. Enter the starting point of the range. Let's say we have the starting point is 0. Enter the ending point of the range, and the ending point is 100. So the sum is 2500. Okay, let's see if it works for the small. Let's to make sure that our program really works. Let's take a smaller range. So from 1 to 5. Answer is nice. So the odd number from 1 to 5 is 1. 1 is odd number, 1 plus 3. 3 is odd number, so 1 plus 3 is 4. And 5 is also odd number, so 4 plus 5 is 9. So this program works. So this is a program for adding n n odd numbers in a given range. I hope you understand it. So if you have any doubts, any questions regarding this program, please feel free to ask them in the comment section, and I'll try to answer those. So see you in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.